let's do it. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Virzi Effect podcast show. My name is Paul Virzi, and you guys listening to episode 592. Holy shit, man. You know what? We've been in this studio for 30 of them, maybe 40 of them. I don't even know. Maybe not 100. All I know is I changed where I was at. I was doing this shit, not half-assed, but I was doing it from my garage during pandemic. I had to build a room, and now I realized that I had to do it right, get producers, get into a thing, and I want to thank everybody because since then, you guys have really spread the word on the show. The show is growing tremendously. Get it everywhere you get your podcast, Spotify, iTunes, and thank you so much for spreading the word. I have another great episode today. I have another great guest today. I ran into this gentleman in the city, in the trenches, as they say, and we were doing we'll talk about that show we were doing. It was fucking wild. What were we going to say?
No, I was just saying it's so funny. You're like, we'll talk about that show. That show was fucking crazy. I remember not being that crazy, but maybe it was crazy.
No, not crazy. Like, ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what we had to do. Like, not crazy as far as... Well, your experience on the first show.
Yes.
Because your experience on the first... Nathan Macintosh is here, everybody.
Hi.
Let's get that out of the way.
Hey. Yeah. Hey, Paul, thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, Canada's own.
Nova Scotia. Halifax, Nova Scotia.
Oh.
Get real specific. Canada's a
I
huge
skated,
fucking country.
I ice skated there.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I ice skated in when I was there.
Okay.
What's a big ring? The big fucking... You know that thing in Halifax? There's a giant... Halifax has that giant fucking... It's like almost like an Olympic track... ice thing there that we did. We did it.
Where would it be at? Like Dalhousie or some shit?
It was some shit, dude. I don't know.
Not downtown.
It was really cool. They had music on,
Yeah.
but it was like big. It was awesome. But actually had a great time. I that was like 12 years ago, over 12 years ago when I was opening for Burr, and we did from Moncton to Victoria and
Awesome.
everything in between. And there was a bunch of like ice skating shit. Anyway, what's that?
The Emerald Oval.
That's what it was. The Oval.
I don't know where the fuck that is.
Yeah.
I bet that's the thing they've made in the last... The Commons.
Yes.
There we go.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That, you know what? The Oval, when you said like that, and it's like, dude, it's awesome. But
They didn't have that there when I was a kid. When I was a kid, the entire city was covered in cigarettes. There was just single moms looking for dads and seagulls.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw some single moms bringing their like little kids
Some.
out to like because in Canada, yeah, dude, yeah. What's with Canada, dude? People.
Well,
like,
okay, Nova Scotia is a different deal, but. Buddy, everybody in the Maritimes, so I had a single mom, none of my friends had dads, every dad fucking drove away, they went to Alberta, everybody was looking for oil. So 85, my dad just fucking, hit Metallica, got on the highway, and just beelined it to Fort McMurray. Needed that oil. Fuck these kids. I mean, honest to God, the oil fields are basically full of people from the Maritimes. Some of them might have kids.
Oh, that's so. They just fucking laugh.
Buddy, honestly, you go
Tell
like,
them I love them.
not even that. It's a buddy. Tell him nothing. I don't give a
Tell
fuck.
them I thought I'd love them.
Tell him I'm making enough money to buy a leather jacket and burn it once every 2 fucking weeks.
Oh shit.
Banging hookers out here. I got 2 trucks. I don't give a fuck about
They're
these
screaming.
kids.
I thought things would be different with Enter Sandman on.
Yeah, just seriously. But yeah, that's where I'm from. Halifax, Nova Scotia.
No, so I ran into Nathan the other night. I was running around the city. I actually had to pick my wife up down here and had spots, and I saw him. The reason why I said it was a weird, not a weird night, but just kind of weird for me. They were just going, hey, Candy, shout out to Candy Claire. She goes, hey, you want to do this show where you basically go up with no, like brand new shit, 7 minutes of like literally, and I never want to cheat that. Because like if I'm gonna drive down and admit, like agree to do that,
yeah.
I'm not just gonna go up and start killing.
Yeah.
Right? That would be, some comics don't have the discipline. I'm like, let me do it. And I saw you there, and you go, yeah, this is my second time. You go, I went up last week, and like right when I got on, somebody passed out.
Yeah, I got, so I'm waiting to do it, and I get on stage, and I'm like, hey, everybody, this is probably going to be bad. You guys know the whole deal. I got notes.
Yeah.
And a guy, he's like, got his arms like this. He just fucking fully falls out of a chair, and I'm like, whoa. And I just wait to see I'm like, I don't know what's going on. A couple of people in the crowd pick him up and prop him back in the chair. As if this is what you do.
Yeah.
They put him in the thing. They push like water in front of him. He kind of like takes a sip and then just like falls way harder. So I'm on stage for like 6 minutes because I kind of go, if I leave, it's weirder, I feel. If the comedian just bails, then this whole thing is bedlam.
Yeah.
I have to at least stay on stage so people go, okay, well, something good's happening. If I go, well, I'm out, that's like a captain leaving the ship. Fuck it. People are going to start eating each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, you can't just go up there, start, and minute one, a guy passes out, you just end the show. Because then everybody thinks it's over. Like,
bedlam.
people are just leaving,
Pandemonium. So I stay on stage, but I'm not talking. And I did have a couple thoughts in my head, and I was like, oh, I can make a joke about this, but then I go, I don't know what's going on with this guy. He could be fucking really dying.
Yeah, because if you were just like, dude, I am killing, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and then all of a sudden someone's like, dude, he needs to go to the hospital. He could die.
He's
you know?
dead.
And you're like, I know, but it is new jokes.
Funny, right?
Yeah.
So I just sit up there and I got the mic beside me and I'm talking to, there's a woman in the front. And she's like, are you okay? I go, yeah. I go, are you okay? She goes, yeah. I'm like, what are you asking me for? There's a guy laying down. Anyways, long story short, I'm up there for like 6-7 minutes. They pull me off stage and they go, we got an ambulance coming for this guy. People were running all over the room calling an ambulance. 4 ambulances showed up, which I'm assuming means only one of them can take this fucking guy. Yeah. But is this guy going to be billed what, $26,000 fucking dollars?
Right.
Because of America's fucking beautiful coast to coast healthcare system?
Unless he's got money.
Who knows? He might. I mean, he's passing out on a Tuesday. Anyway, so find out that he took 3 edibles of whatever milligrams, and he had a Long Island iced tea, which is also an unlimited amount of alcohol.
Yeah.
And he just fucking...
As soon as I hear that, I'm like, fuck him. Now I hope he doesn't have insurance.
Fuck him.
Fuck him, dude.
$28K.
It's like, listen, dude, if you don't have insurance, you can't be ingesting that. You know? Like,
yeah. And also, on a Tuesday, like, what are we trying to do? I don't know what people think... I'll say this real quick. I don't like, and I get why it happens, when hosts are like, drink up, it gets funnier. You know it doesn't.
I hate that.
You know it doesn't.
I hate that.
I've never been like loaded and wanted somebody to give me their fucking premises. It's brutal.
No, it is.
And so this guy, he gets as high as he can, and he's like, well, I do this at home. I sit on the toilet violently shitting, high out of my mind, and I watch fucking crowd work videos. It's probably going to be great live, but you can pass out in your own house.
Yeah, no, yeah. I hate when the host goes, guys, the more you drink, the funnier this shit gets. It's like, no, the more you drink, the more annoyed we get, and the more fucking annoying you get, and it ruins the show. I can't stand that shit. It's like, I like shows where they don't. I was actually thinking about this today. Dude, seeing what alcohol does to people, I'm serious, and I'm not sober, so I don't want, I'm not one of these dry. I'll go out, I'll have a glass of wine, but it took me 40 years of my life to figure this out, so I don't want to act like, but because after having a couple drinks now, and I'm like, oh, I could stop and enjoy the buzz and enjoy the evening instead of being like, let's. And it does take a discipline, and it takes evolving to get to there. But if you did take away alcohol, if you took it away, the dreams that I've seen that are shot from people that just do that to themselves. Like even last night, where I did an anniversary show at the Stand, right? It was a great time. It was a fun lineup, sold out. And we walk outside, and he goes, "Hey, Paul, what's up, man?" And I was like, "Hey, what's up?" And you could see in his eyes that he's fucked up. And he's with his girl, and they start talking. And then she asked me a question, and I start answering. And he goes, "Yeah, because you remember you did." And I'm like, "Yeah." And she just goes, "Would you just stop?" And then I went back in, and I'm just being polite. And he goes, "No, dude, I'm just busting balls." And I'm just going this guy is allergic to alcohol.
Yes,
this guy should not be drinking alcohol.
I'm in the same boat as you in terms of I drank a lot. For years, pretty hard, and now I'm lucky to be able to have a drink or two and chill. Because there's some people that can't.
You're not sober.
No, I probably have. I'm not kidding. 3 drinks a year.
Oh wow!
On my birthday, Christmas, New Year's. Seriously, I just don't. I just don't care. I used to drink fucking
all the time.
Yeah, hard. But I can have a drink and be cool with it. There's some people that they're sober or whatever, and if they have one drink, they're blowing a guy under a bridge. They're seriously fucking done. So I'm happy to just be able to have one and chill.
Wild. Yeah. No, that's a weird thing that somebody's like, hey, I was sober for 12 years. I went back and I was arrested, and you're going, dude, 12 years.
But drinking, I miss drinking. Drinking is a fucking party.
Yeah. If you're disciplined, it's the best.
I know. Having one drink and yelling about shit.
If we had 2 scotches right now.
Great.
It would be fun. And then if you could just go, okay, now I had that. I'm going to go have dinner, go home, go to sleep. That's tough, though. Because I would even say if I did have a scotch now and got a little buzzed, we had a great talk, and then I went somewhere and someone's like, you want a glass of wine? I would contemplate it just because I'm feeling good. But I'm able to know that that's a mistake now where it wasn't before.
Yeah.
But no, man, watching what happens to people and seeing people fucking like fight, and then when you see somebody, you ever see somebody get sober and everything in their life gets better? They're like, oh, dude, I got in shape. Like things are going good. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's nice, but it's also like, I mean, you knew this is, there's nothing about it. Every commercial, it's bad. Alcohol's bad, period. I get it. It's a fun time, blah, blah, blah. Nobody ends up like they do in the fucking, the Smirnoff commercials. Nobody's with some hot lady whose makeup is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
It's not running. You know what I mean? Oh, we're having a good time.
No.
These commercials are not at all what happens. It's a fucking mess, nightmare.
Yeah.
Your phone's gone. You're eating also the worst food at the worst times. You get drunk, and then you want to snort pizza at 3 a.m.
Yes.
Your whole life is in fucking shambles.
It goes from, the commercial is like 4 friends at a pool cheersing high noons. And in reality, you're just fucking bloated and gross. It's it is
red. Like you're red.
Yeah.
You hurt. Your body is all fucking. You feel awful.
Oh, did you go to the doctor and they're like, your liver's fatty, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I was just trying to have a good time. But here's what you really know. This is what made me understand what drinking does to society. Is go to an NFL game. Society.
I wouldn't. I'll tell you in all seriousness. I apologize. One, I don't like football. I apologize. I'm from a different country. Blah blah. I tried. I can't get into it. There's 11 minutes of game in 46 fucking hours of television time. But no, I can 100% just seeing it.
Yep.
It's because there's nothing going on.
Yeah.
Why not just pound a few drinks and hit the guy beside you?
Yep.
Why not hit him with a fucking stunner, kill his wife, and then watch the game for 12 seconds when something's going on?
And when you're that drunk, you're not watching the game. You're not watching the game. You go like this, what? Fucking missed it. He fucking missed a kick. And you're like, and then you punch the guy. Yeah, there were, the Saints played the Carolina Panthers a couple days ago, and there's just 2 guys rolling around by the fucking rolling around by the where you go get concessions.
It's funny.
They're like rolling around, punching each other. A woman comes in, no, don't hit him. Everyone's saying, and I'm going like, how about you stay home?
Yes.
Get a 70-inch, which costs $30 right now.
It's absolutely $30, and you don't even have to ask anybody for it. Remember, you used to go to Best Buy and be like, "Can I?" And then have to go in the back, 2 keys. Turn a thing, open a gate.
You just grab a box.
It's like a fucking bag of chips. You can literally just drag it out.
Dude,
Nobody's even watching.
This thing is a pack of cigarettes
Absolutely.
right now.
A 70. It's crazy. Like a 70-inch TV, $40.
Oh my god.
And these guys, just sit home, get drunk, beat your wife, and the company your own house.
Dude, you want to you joke, but you want to laugh. It's not funny, but you want to laugh, dude.
Don't beat your wife. I'm kidding. No, obviously,
the domestic violence rate when the Steelers are bad. Pittsburgh just
the Steelers.
But like that's like I think number 1.
Oh my god!
Well, that was like in dude. When you go to Pittsburgh, they have grocery stores. So, I'm not joking. They have grocery stores of apparel. So it's like you go like they have like the way like they have like grocery stores of fireworks. There's places in Pittsburgh where you go in and there's like the sweatshirt section, the t-shirt section. Like it is fucking dude. In the off season, I went into an Uber. Off season, NFL's over, like a month over, like done. Super Bowl gone 3 weeks ago. The guy's got an Uber and he's just like, yeah, man, we don't know who's gonna be the quarterback. It was just on in the car, the radio, and I'm going, yeah, no, you guys will figure it out, dude. He's like, I don't know, dude.
Pulls over.
This fucking and then I got into another one, and the guy was like, then I went onto radio, and they give a shit to a level, but now you mix alcohol with that, and you got we were joking one time after a show, we were talking about like the wives know the defense now. She's like, oh fuck, dude, I gotta go to bed. House. He's gonna fucking lose his mind.
I was talking to one of the bouncers at Gotham because those guys are all ex-cops.
Yes,
and we were just outside talking about whatever, and he goes, the day that has the most domestic violence. I go, Super Bowl has to be. He goes 100%.
Yeah,
Super Bowl.
Yeah,
people get drunk.
That's also because of the money that's being moved.
Yes. But just you don't even have to. I don't have to know anything. You just go, Super Bowl, it's got to be.
It's got to be Super Bowl.
And he goes, 100%.
Yeah, it's got to be. But I bet in Canada, would it be the Stanley Cup Finals?
I guess.
Yeah, because now you're doing 2 things. You're mixing 3 emotions, money, and booze. So now a guy's like, oh, money, dude. A guy's like, oh, dude, I got 10 grand on the fucking Kings. The Kings are going to win.
Doesn't have 10 grand. Let's also say that. He doesn't have 10 grand. He's barely hanging on to a house.
Oh my god.
His cupboards rattling. There's nothing in them. but he's got 10K. This is going to change his entire life. If the fucking Panthers can win this game, this guy can fix the bumpers on his car.
Oh, my God.
Loses it.
Dude, I couldn't. I meant, like, I did that shit when I was, like, in high school. I'd put, like, 200 on a game when I kind of didn't have it. I was like, I'll figure out how to get it.
Yeah.
And, like, that scared the shit out of me. Like, being down less than $1,000 was petrifying when you're growing up. Could you imagine being an adult married with kids and being like, honey, dude, she goes, why did you go into savings and took out $7,000? And he's like, dude, the Vikings didn't cover. I don't know. Like, just
what do you want from me? He's not going to school. What are our kids going to do?
How did I know his knee was going to blow out in the first quarter? No, dude.
Tell him to get on TikTok.
It's, but again, this goes back to the discipline. It's like, you know, because I do a podcast. Me and Bill Burr do a podcast for BetMGM, and we just pick football games. And somebody was like, you know, isn't that evil? And I go, well, actually, they legalized it, and isn't getting a beer. So what is it like? And the one thing that we always say this. We go, guys, giving you like $10 bet, like bet. We tell people, like, don't fucking, this is not a money making. This is like, have fun, pick a couple games. If you go to the BetMGM app, we'll give you some money, and it's fucking, and the people are, the majority of people are fine. But there are people who can't drink. There are people that, you can't tell an alcoholic, hey, dude, just go grab a 6-pack.
Yeah.
And that's it. It's going to be like, it's just what it is.
See, on my podcast that's about gambling, it is evil. Because I tell people, everything I say here is law. I never make wrong bets. And I say, this is a lifestyle. Quit your job. Quit your job. And every single week, double your money.
You're never going to lose on this podcast.
That's what it's called. You're never going to lose. And every week I tell people, double, triple. Take your family's money. Go to your mom and ask her for the little bit of money she has in a little fucking tin can in the freezer. Put it on the goddamn Steelers, because I'm telling you right now, they can't lose. Yeah, I mean, it is crazy that somebody would be like, it is, in a weird way, gambling, I want to say gambling is evil. Gambling's not evil. Gambling's not evil, but it is an interesting thing that we just, like, allow to happen. But like you said, it is a discipline thing. Everybody has their own fucking thing.
I almost think I used to be like, legalization of it for me made it better because people were doing it illegally bigger.
Sure.
I think people were doing it illegally to the point where they're like, hey, I don't know how many bets I could get in, like more. Now you could now it's like, you know, you could go in and grab this if this is alcoholic and stuff like that. I just think people need to have, like, discipline. I think,
yeah, and I guess actually too, when it's illegal and you lose money, you could also lose your life. Because it depends on where, you know what I'm saying? Who is the money from? Where are you betting against?
There are people that have lost their lives and had people that close to them lose their lives because people are giving you the loan.
Yeah.
Now you go to BetMGM and you have to put $10 in.
Yes,
you have to put that in, and then it's almost like, and casino. You know where gambling is? I didn't even realize this. It's huge Asian culture. Asian culture is
the movie Casino.
Gambling is like their shit. They smoke a cigarette, they gamble, they have a good time, and like casinos are, you know. But I think it's all like in moderation. It's like we're talking about, dude. We're talking about drinking. We're talking about gambling.
This is my fifth one.
You know, hookers, right? That's a fucking, you know,
twice a day.
Right? Minimum.
But I even just think about that right now. Yeah, because BetMGM isn't going to come to your house. Like, they're not, even if you're in deep, they're not going to send a guy with gloves.
Draft
to fucking choke you in your tub.
Yeah, DraftKings isn't putting a note on your fucking car windshield going, dude, we know where your children's school is.
Just a picture of your wife coming out of the shower, and then hashtag DraftKings. Like, come on, I know I'm in large, but you guys are going to take me out.
Honey, FanDuel just took a picture of the kid's school.
Just a big van, fucking a satellite antenna on the top. Sending people here. So in that way, for sure, it has to be safer. Just on that front,
dude. That's why I think the legalization of it made those like illegal things that were happening to people, because people would go, "Hey man, I'm sorry, dude. Like they're sending me. Like I know people. I'm not gonna mention names. I know people whose job it was. They told me, they were like, dude, when I was a young kid, they would like tell me to, like, if somebody didn't pay, I would have to go and be like, hey man, I don't want this to be, you have to do it. It's like, that's not happening when Jamie Foxx is the spokesperson.
But it should. In all seriousness, it should. If you're in deep with BetMGM, Jamie Foxx should come to your door.
That'd be fucking hilarious.
It'd be great. For half a second, you'd be like, Jamie Foxx, and then he just starts rocking you in the eyes. Where's the 10K?
Dude, do Ray.
As he's watching you.
Oh man.
He's pretending to find your face.
No, we have fun with it, and we tell people we do like, and we actually, me and Bill talked about it. We make it like, guys, man, go have fun. You know what? Put a couple bucks. You want to have a good time. It makes the game fun, but don't. This is not. But it's the same thing with booze, dude. Like, or like you said, 3 edibles, dude. There's no way.
Yeah.
Like I know a dude who can take 1,000. Actually,
that's insane.
What's his name? Shout out to Joey Diaz, dude. Joey Diaz was on a podcast. He took like 1,000 milligrams, and he's like, oh, I'm going to go to a different place. But some of those people can handle that.
They just build up the tolerance.
If I took like a 15 milligram, dude, it changes me.
Same.
It changes me.
Same. 10 is like the perfect amount of change for, because I don't do it a lot.
No, me neither.
That's another thing. I probably take 2 a year. But like, I'll take a 10 gram and I'll just sit and fucking watch the Batman or whatever, and it's fine. But there's even points in that where I'm like, I'm going up.
Yeah.
But if I was on 1,000,
oh, no,
send me directly to a hospital.
Yeah. No, dude, I took one that was bad, and I asked my wife to take me to the hospital, and she goes, you have to just sleep it off.
How much was it?
So this is what happened. My brother-in-law he gave me this like chocolate bar, and he goes, Paul, each little square within the chocolate bar, he goes, this is the strongest one they make though. So he goes, only have one square.
Who makes?
Only have one square. This company. Whatever.
Okay.
But he goes, there's squares within the bar.
Yeah.
He goes, only have one square. So it's New Year's Eve 3 years ago. I rush home from a gig. My wife stayed up to watch the ball drop, and then literally there were lights. Everyone was in bed. And I'm sitting there on my couch with a glass of wine and this bar. And I don't do the bar until like 2 in the morning. I go, fuck, I was just sitting there. And I got no. So it was white macadamia chocolate. It was fucking delicious. And it was fucking delicious.
Paint a picture.
And it was just, so I bite it. And like
I apologize. I love the idea of you, glass of wine, chocolate bar in your hand, just sitting for hours.
Oh, yeah.
Lights are off,
dude.
You're just sitting there, like if FanDuel did drive by your house, like that guy's fucking nuts,
dude.
We're not. You let him keep it,
dude. I watched like the concerts.
Yeah.
Like I watched like
they are fun.
I watched like Justin Bieber come out, and then they're like, and wait for next commercial. We got Ariana Grande and Shawn Mendes, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna see what Shawn Mendes does, right? So the wine is done, and it's like 2 in the morning, and I take a little bite of the corner of the white macadamia. This is 100%. This is not an exaggeration. I might have said this on the show a long time ago. This is 100% true, dude. So I take a little bite of it. 45 minutes go by. I don't really feel anything. Maybe a little. So then I was like, that's good. And I was like, I'm gonna be sleeping anyway. So whatever. So I take a big bite and I close it up, dude, and I chew it. And then by like 3 o'clock in the morning, I start feeling it. I go to bed, dude. I woke up 4 hours later in a full-on, and I was sleeping. My son went to our bedroom. So I go to my son's bedroom. Okay, and I wake up and I'm in I didn't know if I had I woke up in a full-on high panic, and then I thought I was hallucinating. And my son had like Darth Vader on the wall right there, and he had all these bobbleheads. And I gotta get up and piss. And when I got up to piss, I forgot why I got up. I didn't realize I had to piss. So now I'm thinking I'm having a stroke, dude. And I go, what the fuck? So I go, Stacy, get in here. I go, you got to take me to the hospital. I can't hold a thought. I don't know what's going on. I think I have a brain bleed. And she goes, what? And I go, I think my brain's bleeding, dude. Something's going on, dude. What's going on? What happened? And and I can't hold a thought, and I'm just gone. And I'm here.
Yeah.
And then we found out that it lasts 9 hours. So I'm like in the middle of it.
Yeah,
I'm in the middle of the height of this of the most at the time the highest chocolate bar, like a chunk of it.
Yeah.
So now I'm going, and she goes, you're high. You ate the bar. She goes, you gotta lay. I go, Stacey, you gotta take me. I don't know what's going on. She goes, you just gotta lay face down, dude. I swear to God.
Face down.
I just laid face down, my eyes closed. And when the door closed, I heard whispering that didn't exist. And to me, the whispering were two like men whispering and conspiring against me by the door. And it was like they were like they were like Latino. And then the water going into my son's fish tank. Dude, it was, and my son had
typical thing you say to the police. There's two men. What do they look like? They had to be Latino. They're black or Latino for sure. I can't see them, but
listen, they sounded like two older Latino men. They're like, well, Paul, you're in your home, and your wife is in the kitchen. I don't think anyone's here.
White guys wouldn't do this. White guys wouldn't break into my house and fucking murmur in the corner.
No, because if they were white, I would have understood. There would be no accent. There would be no accent. So, there was clearly an old Dominican, So, no, dude, and it lasted about 9 or 10 hours. It was, but that incident, that's how I came into the new year of 2018. And that incident made me kind of very. So now another one of my sponsors is Diet Smoke. Have you heard of Diet Smoke?
No, I have not.
So Diet Smoke is basically without the THC. So it's CBD
Yeah.
with the lowest. No, it has THC, but it's called like Delta 8. So it's basically the lowest form of THC with CBD. So you get really relaxed, you get a little high, but you're there. You're almost just chilling. And then they have levels of that, but it's like, because I can't do that shit, dude.
Dude, it's so smooth how you went into an ad right there. That's incredible.
No, not for this pod.
Okay,
Yeah,
I was like, that's amazing.
No.
Does a whole thing and
Hey,
then just
Diet
goes.
Smoke, let's do it for the Virzi effect. Even my guests want it. You're like, what was that
Just
again?
this horrible store, and then you're like, you ever hear Diet Smoke, dude? They got these levels, man, these tiered systems, $20
Dude,
a month.
I thought
They'll
I was
send you
going
a
to
big
die, but
bag.
not with Diet Smoke. With Diet Smoke, you don't feel like you're going to die or you're hallucinating, and there are no Latino men conspiring to kill you.
I took an edible. So what do you think you even ate? 50 milligrams, maybe?
I'm going to say when the initial bite was probably 10 or maybe like 7 because it was not a
Which
full
would have
thing.
been perfect.
Which would have been perfect, and then I probably bit like 20 more.
Yeah, a lot.
So, yeah. So it was probably, I would say somewhere 30 to 40.
Brutal. And for people that don't do that a lot, because again, you run into some comedians that are like, I'm on 75 right now, and you go, that's insane. You know what's crazy to me is when people take them on planes. Because if I was on an edible on a plane and started kicking in, I'm gonna be like that lady who's like, that guy is not fucking real. I sort of, I'd lose my mind. I'd be like, this thing.
Can we talk about that? I'm glad you brought that up. I want to talk about that.
Well, that's my sponsor.
I've never.
Hey,
What?
do you guys hate seeing real people on planes? Sign up for Diet Plane. The riff really fell apart at the end. I couldn't think of anything.
I was going, he's got this.
I thought I had it.
And then he said Diet Plane,
Yeah,
but you know what? At
fuck.
least you caught yourself. Apparently, a lot of people that know her and talked about it, and other people said she was not under the influence of anything. She was not under the influence of alcohol, and that's from multiple people, not just her, but multiple sources. The weird thing was, and I don't know if this is, this is something we can never confirm, obviously, but somebody goes, I was watching the dude. He goes, I was watching the dude in a hood. Because she was talking to a dude in the hood. And he goes, and I'm watching the conversation, and she's talking, and he's not. So apparently the dude that she said was just in a hood not talking, and she's talking, and he goes, it looked like, this is what he said, he goes, it looked like he was communicating with her without really fucking telling her, and she completely freaked out.
Yeah.
But then here's where it got weird. And this is where I was just like, this seems like bullshit, was when he goes, when the dude blinked, his eyes blinked differently. It blinked weird, and it didn't. And then she got up, and the guy wasn't communicating with her, just looked at her. She got up as if she understood what he was saying without saying it, and then did that. And I'm going, well, that's weird and interesting. And the guy that said it didn't seem like a nut, but I'm going like, what does that mean his eyes blinked differently?
I'll tell you as soon as I knew it was bullshit. When I saw the video, and the woman goes, that guy is not real.
Yeah.
I went, I'm done. I don't need to see anymore. I don't need to hear anymore.
Yeah.
He's real. There's either this lady's fucking nuts, or there's a real guy on that plane.
Of course.
Because other people would also be getting up and be like, that guy's not real. Do you know what I mean? There can't be one person on a plane that doesn't see she sees the non-real guy? Is this Sixth Sense?
And here's the other thing too. If I'm on that plane and that guy that she said isn't real is in the back, and I'm in the middle or the front, I'm going to the bathroom in the back to look at this guy.
Oh, I want to see him.
Like I want to see. Like I want to.
Who's not real?
Yeah.
Who is it? Who is he? You? Start grabbing people's faces? No, I want to see who the hell she's talking about for sure.
He's got like a lizard arm. He grabs you. He goes, go in the bathroom and shut up. You're like, shit.
I wonder if she's ever seen that episode of The Twilight Zone. You know that one where in the movie, John Lithgow, there's a fucking, they did that in the actual show too, but there's a monster on the wing that's ripping the fucking plane apart that only the guy can see.
Yes.
But then it ends up being true and the plane crashes and everybody dies.
Yeah, he goes, there's something on the wing. Something.
They're like, sit down, you idiot. And then they all die.
Yeah.
So, I mean, maybe that lady saved her own life. Maybe she would have stayed on the plane. That guy would have just fucking shivved her or whatever in the aisle.
I think, like, there is something, I do think those, like, I don't know if it's a coincidence. I talked about this on an Instagram Live the other night. There's some weird shit going on in the world, not even in the country, that, like, I mean, the fact that people are seeing UFOs like they're JetBlue flights now, and they're like, look at that, there's another UFO, and then pilots are coming out going, oh, no, yeah, we see them all the time.
Yeah.
And it's, like, all happening now. And it's like the biggest divide that I've ever seen in America. You know, I've turned 40. I saw when that happened. I was like, okay, yeah. Now, like, when I was kids, your parents would go, things are crazy. And it wasn't. It was like, no, some more people were getting
Bill
rights.
Clinton's getting blown or whatever.
Bill Clinton's getting people like, when the left and the right fought in the 90s, it was like they were on 80% of the same page.
Kid stuff. In retrospect.
Like it was like if you were a Democrat, Republican, your differences were like abortion and like something else.
Political stuff.
And then everything else the same.
Yeah.
And then
we all believe that there's not demons out there running the earth eating people.
Right.
Every side would go, yeah, of course. It's crazy.
Like they would have a drink together and go, yeah, we're not there yet.
Yes.
And
now we're there.
Now it's like there's UFOs. The government might be, Joe Biden might be an alien. Like there's like, he's probably not real. Aliens are tired. Aliens get tired. Like people are saying, this is like the weirdest time and it's all happening. But I will say this, it is weird, for me, it is weird that the UFO and alien talk is happening at the time it's happening, and it all seemed as if it happened with the pandemic, because maybe the pandemic took the mustard off the fastball. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's a big thing to say. Because let's say there's no pandemic, right? Let's say there's no pandemic, and let's say there's not even a polarizing political figure, like a Donald Trump or going for his... Let's say that wasn't going on. So let's say, right... Let's say Obama's in office. Okay, the left doesn't love him, but things were still kind of okay, right? Because he was a presentable president. So even the far right that didn't like him, nobody could say he talked stupid. He wasn't falling down. Nobody could say he was a narcissistic fucking nut. When he was president, he would be somebody that even if you didn't like him, you'd be like, oh, you know what? I don't mind that guy representing us with his voice, right? So let's say that, right? Okay, so you got a president that's presentable, looks American, does all that, right? No pandemic. No COVID. People aren't wearing masks. You don't have that fight. No vaccine thing. If during that time they go, UFOs and aliens are real, there's a little bit more of like a what the fuck?
Sure.
Now, when you slip that in with all this other shit, people are like, yeah, I mean, I always thought they were kind of real.
Well, you got to, again, you got to go like, there is just more stuff, period. Think you're just like a regular person, right? You're sitting around, you're on your phone, you're going through TikTok, you're just snorting as many videos as you can. Ass shaking, ass shaking, ass shaking. Crowd work clip. Yeah. Where are you guys from?
Florida.
Tour dates.
Trash.
Tour dates. You guys fucking why? Tour dates. Ass shaking, ass shaking. I mean, just ass shaking, right? So then somebody...
Alabama, that's some real trashy shit. Dude, I'll be in Winnipeg.
Zooming. Unfucking believable. But anyways, I really, on a side note, we get whatever. I really think that the crowd work stuff is a fad right now.
Yeah.
Comedy has these weird fads. Remember the ukulele years?
Yes.
Do you remember the fucking...
Yes, I do.
Okay, so whatever. Put aside. The uke years. My God. Every single cocksucker had a fucking dress shirt with some dinosaur prints on it with a ukulele.
Yeah.
And they all became billionaires. They're all driving fucking Ferraris now. Anyways, you just constantly. Then they slip in. I think people are overloaded purely on all senses, so that might be why they go, here's aliens, because they know nobody's gonna freak out. Yeah. Everybody's so fucking docile, like just like medicated almost.
Yeah, I think that, that's a good point. It could be almost where there's so much stuff out there now that now they could go, hey, now's a good time. Now's a good time to like,
buddy, everybody's asleep almost anyway. Everybody's fucking getting fucking face tattoos and showing their asshole. So give them aliens, and everybody goes, I don't care. I don't even care. Because, yes, to your point, in the 90s, if in 95, okay, you got fucking Green Day singing whatever, if they would have been like, yo, aliens are real, and we can prove it, more people for sure. Yes. First of all, Independence Day probably would have done double the box office, even though it smashed the universe.
Yep.
But people would have been like, what the fuck? I think aliens are real, and I'll tell you this. I don't even give at this point, because of everything that's already happened. I don't even care.
Yeah.
I don't care. Bring them. Put them in shows.
And here's the thing. If they were real, they were here a long time ago. Like, they didn't just come now.
No, if
UFOs have been sighted since the 40s. Like, they're not just coming now.
Well, that guy from the movie Fire in the Sky, he's been talking about this forever. And you know that movie? The guy that gets sucked into the fucking thing. And anyways, he's had the same story for 40 years, 50 years, whatever that story is. He's never changed his story.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, that thing when I went on Rogan and talked about it, my father saw the thing in '73 that everybody in the Bronx and Yonkers saw. Everybody in the Bronx and Yonkers saw it. Like people that were fishing in the river. My mom, aunt, father, they called. There was this thing in the sky and it turned into a dot in 1 second. Everybody saw it, but it was 1973, and my father was like, people gonna think we're fucking crazy. He never changed the story. And then when I went on Rogan, they pulled it up, and they were like, oh yeah, 1973. It was all over newspapers, and it was a big one. It was over Yonkers in the Bronx, but right by my grandmother's house. They saw this thing, and it was like, yeah, but it wasn't. But it was like almost taboo to talk about.
Of course,
you're
you're a crazy person.
It's 1973.
Yeah.
So then, and my father's like my father's like this Italian guy who's like, yeah, these people were crazy.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he saw it. He's like, I know. He said to me though, he said it was so fucking scary and real and chilling that he wished he didn't see it because he said he knew when he saw it and it turned into a. He's like, he goes, I know that like there's another like the world is not what it's another world because you see something that is literally right there that's big and it's and everybody said the same thing. It's no sound. There's really no sound. It has like a little tint to like a hueish, like a glow, and then it's like instant gone.
Do you know the description of this is almost the same as when a man sees a really hot woman? He's like, I really wish I didn't see that fucking lady because now I know that there's something like that out there.
And I just can't.
And she's gone now and I got to fucking figure this out. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm with my own family and I'm like, but that fucking lady was just jiggling down third. Yeah. Where is she? I wish I didn't see that fucking woman.
And if she talked to you, your friends don't believe it like it's a UFO.
100%.
You're like, dude, and then she talked to me like, all right, no, she didn't.
Sure, bud.
Yeah, the 10 stopped and talked to you.
I'm actually, I'm going to Vegas next week. And because I've been there a bunch of times, and like you can only see a casino so many fucking times.
Yeah.
I rented a car and I'm going to drive to Area 51. That's one of the places I was like, I'm going to go to the Hoover Dam.
Don't get shot. Don't go too
I know.
far.
Yeah. Imagine I run through. Me Instagram living it. I'm going to get a fucking just 2 to the head. I can't believe people do that. They see that sign.
I'll be at the Improv.
Gung, gung, gung. Just in the dirt. Tour dates. Because I'm going to get someone to finish the video for me.
And then you'd have a shitty friend to be like, dude, he can't do the date. So, like,
absolutely,
my heart goes out to his family. But like, did you guys fill that improv day?
Is anybody he's gone? He's gone. And also, he can't use those jokes anymore. So I mean, I might as well take those. But I'm gonna go to Area 51 just because. I mean, whatever. I'm on that side, and that's an interesting fucking thing.
Yeah.
You can't really get anywhere. There's like a little, there's a bunch of tourist stuff on the way. There's this place called the Little Ale Inn. Come on, that's fun. That's fun.
Yeah.
And then the sign that's like, if you fucking touch this fence, we'll kill your family. I'm gonna get a picture of that. Like it's, you know what I mean. You see people, whatever. But anyways, speaking of aliens, I'm gonna go to Area 51 in a week, and I'll tell you if it's fucking real. Yeah. You know what? Fuck it. I said what I said. I'm going in.
Go in.
I probably rent a Nissan Sentra. If I hit the gate quick enough, I might be able to get to the door before I'm fucking blown up.
That is really weird though that it says like if you do cross this line, you will be shot and killed. Like that's the craziest. If you think about that,
eviscerated.
That's like you'll be killed. Like and illegally we are off the hook. Mm-hmm. Like you will be killed by us if you come. Well, that thing that the Jackie Gleason autobiography is crazy one too, where when his wife wrote a book about him, and he was very close with Richard Nixon, the president, Richard Nixon. And if you guys heard the story before, but I'm telling my guest. So he was close with Richard Nixon, and he came home one night, and his wife wrote that he was fucking pale as a ghost, and he was really fucked up over it. And he said Nixon took him because they like boys.
Huh.
And he said he took them to a underground naval base, and they saw like a autopsy of a non-human life. And he said, and he told his wife, and she wrote that. Yeah. But after my dad told me and my brother about the thing, at first I was just, and then like it never changed. And I'm talking about from when I'm 9 to then when I'm 15 to like it never. My dad's details of it were identical. My mom, who they had a brutal divorce, and my mom is very religious. She said, we saw it. My aunt, my grandma, they called my dad up. They saw this thing. And then I told the story on Rogan. And like I said, they pulled it up and they show like, it's something that happened in 1973. But when Jackie Gleason's wife wrote that, like she's not right in that. Like she probably waited for him to, but she's not right in that. There would be no motivation for a wife to, because it's like a part of the book that wasn't advertised. She was just like, no, he was friends with him. They came up. But I don't think that thing that the Mexican guys brought out.
The little guy.
Yeah, that was. I mean,
in one piece, this tiny little thing.
It's also like his torso was like away from like his pelvis. It just looked like clay. It was
it looks like a cake, like a fun cake. You'd get the bakery to make.
A little kid would come home from art and be like, "Look, I made ET skinny."
Yes,
like it was just off.
Paper
his shoulders were off.
Yeah,
like it was just like those little shoe boxes.
That's I was actually looking at some of that today because again, you see these stories and I just go, they're like, hey, these people are doing an autopsy on the little alien found in fucking Mexico, right? And I just go, I don't even care. because right beside that video, there's an ass shaking. So what do I? You know what I mean?
Right,
I can't.
right,
I
yeah.
can't care. You know the asses don't stop. You know if you today went online, you go, I'm gonna look at every ass that's shaking on here. You can't do it.
There's not enough. Yeah, there's too much.
You
It's
can't
endless.
do it.
Yeah, yeah.
You can't even get through.
It's endless.
It's 2.2% in the day. It's not because as you're trying, there's somebody on the back end uploading more. You can't even.
What?
Fuck aliens.
What? Yeah, I mean, I just and here's the thing: aliens aren't here to hurt us, and if they were, it would have happened. Like, I don't think, like, right, Tom? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think if until they're like walking among us and like threatening us or doing stuff with us, what are we gonna do? I'm like, all right, like, I don't care. Like,
Build
I
a
don't really
wall
care.
over the country, blocking them from space.
Or
That's
just
the
putting
real
us
wall.
in, like in the Simpsons movie,
Yes.
just a dome.
The big dome,
They've
all across
obviously-
America.
Yeah, they've obviously already been here, so it's like they can pretty much do whatever they want. We haven't been able to stop if they've
But
been
we
doing
can if we
anything.
build the fucking dome.
But how fun would it be if
the dome.
like they were that what
Build
those
the dome.
Mexican if those Mexican guys those were and they were that little running around? Nobody would be like, what?
Yeah.
Like if that thing was like 2 feet tall walking, I'd be like, fuck him.
Well, even E.T. in the movie, he'd kick his ass. E.T.'s all
exactly.
gangly and weird. He's got that long neck.
Yeah, like no aliens are like fucking jacked. That
No.
you're like that thing will fucking.
It's the technology where people assume they have is what would be afraid of, not them actually, like physically. If they can have a spaceship that goes 1,000,000 miles an hour in 2 seconds, they can just pop, grab us and take us, then that's like
That
where
would be
it's like-
awesome if aliens decided to open an airline and just shut Spirit down. You know what I
shut
mean? And they go,
everybody down.
look, you can be in Cincinnati like that. $600 and you're already there
Oh, dude, you're like, dude, I got a gig in Alaska tonight, dude. I'll be there in 10.
tonight. And I'll be
packing.
back. I'll be back for the 9:30.
Sweetie, I'll be back. No, I'll be back for dinner. I'll be back for dinner. I'm just doing it.
Dude, they would shut every airline down. That would be sick. They'd
Yeah,
make a killing.
just
too.
teleportation.
They're
If we
bringing
could
the
work with them.
Concorde. They're bringing the Concorde back.
Are they?
Yeah. Yeah, they're bringing the Concorde. You'll be able to get to Europe in like an hour 45.
That's shut down the 90s, sometime in the 90s.
It shut down, I
60s
think,
to 90s?
early. No, I think like late 90s, early 2000s, because for some reason there were like 2 back-to-back accidents really close together. But that thing would get to fucking London in like 2 hours. dude.
Yeah.
You know, it's like goes like supersonic. But
They're
Yeah.
supposed to build the bullet train they have in Europe here too, but I don't know if Elon ever started on
It's
that.
not going
or
to happen.
whatever.
Yeah, have you driven the roads out here? The roads are fucked.
Oh,
You
no,
need so many
dude,
more things
Where
to
I'm from, the roads are really fucked.
Yeah,
so
you need to fix a lot more things before you fucking let's see it faster. You know what I mean? Let's fix some of these roads first, and then give us something to see.
I don't want to get there that fast
I don't either.
early. Like let's build up to that. Like you want to get me to Europe in like 2-3 hours, fine. But like when they start going, dude, we can get over the ocean in like less than an hour. I'll be like, you know what? Let's work that out for 5 years. Let somebody. I'm not being the first.
No, yeah.
I'm
Because then
not.
that also, as a stupid thing, it also takes away a little bit of the trip. You're like, what am I going to Long Island? Part of the whole thing of Europe is like, I'm on a plane. I'm eating a
Right.
meal.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going. But they're like, we'll get you there in 10 minutes. You go, well, I don't even care now. Because now it's not even a thing. I don't even need
Yeah.
to fuck Spain. I don't even need to see it.
Yeah. Yeah, so you go on a date, a chick's like, I'll blow you. You're
second
like,
she walks up,
you'll
yeah,
be
you
like,
go.
dude, can we go to dinner?
Yeah, you're like, whoa, lady. That's insane.
Yeah. Dude, could you imagine if you just, what would you do seriously? Seriously, dead seriously. I'm being fucking dead serious. You pick a chick up.
Dead
First
seriously.
date. First date, you pick her up. She gets in the car. As soon as she gets in the car, how you doing? Kisses you on the cheek, just unzips your pants, starts jacking you off for once in a while. You'd be like, I literally would be like, this. I mean, it might be awesome, but it also could be so alarming to know that if
Yeah.
you're doing that to me, what have you done?
Oh, you either tell this lady, beat it, or you go, I mean, beat it, like get out of the car, or you go, yeah, all right, and then you go, when you're done,
Beat
you
it,
go,
I am.
Yeah. I mean, out of the car. Okay, get out of the car. Or you just go, you let it happen, I guess, and then you go, yeah, you're done.
You know, how
This
many
is
dudes
crazy.
are, you know how many dudes are listening to this podcast going, these pussies, you take it out and you fucking No, that would be alarming, dude.
It would, yeah.
Like date one.
No, that's insane. That's a lady that you don't bring anywhere. And good for her. She's a hero to the American people. You know what I mean? Like, we do need women out there like that, for sure. We absolutely do.
That's just a chick that had a lot of bad things happen, and she's like, I'm just gonna see. I need another game plan.
Oh, my God, actually. This reminds me of a fucking horrible, just disgusting story. Do
it.
Friend of a friend. Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, who knows? But there's aliens, so who knows?
Who knows?
This lady goes on a date with this guy, and she says to him, what?
As she beats you up, you go, dude, there's an alien. You're an alien.
That woman is not real. She's just violently beating your dick.
She blinked differently. No, go ahead.
So they go on a date, and she's like, "This isn't going to go anywhere." So she tells the guy, she goes, "Look, I don't see this going anywhere, but like, you want to fuck? Let me see it." And he goes, "Yeah, all right." Anyway,
This is a friend of yours.
Friend of a friend. It's a friend
But
who's
it's a true story.
Apparently.
Yeah.
So anyways, takes his dick out and she's like, "Oh, okay." Blows this guy or whatever. And but she's she doesn't know this guy. She's not gonna.
"Oh, okay."
She's not gonna swallow, right? She's a lady.
Oh, no.
So this psycho comes into his hand. It is disgusting, and then eats it.
What?
Yeah, and she's sitting there like, what? What the fuck?
Wait a minute, dude.
I can't. The only reason I even told these stories is because it's almost like 1973. It's a thing I wish I didn't fucking hear about.
Yeah.
But I can't unhear it.
Yeah, yeah.
So every once in a while, I ruin somebody else's day.
Yeah, well, I mean, mine's a little different. I'm talking about people seeing a disc that shoots into the sky, and you're talking about people ejaculating in a hand and then having the dude eat it.
Having him, he chose. He went down this road.
Wait a minute. So she blows the guy,
Yeah.
doesn't swallow, so he decides to come in his hand, and then he eats it in front of her.
Yes.
Dude,
I think so too.
the Virzi
Alexi-
effect will never be the same again. We have crossed the line and gone into waters that we have not gone into.
No, it's horrible.
Dude, that's fucking real weird.
Yeah, I shouldn't have even said it. It's such a Turner.
No, but you know what? Like, no, because just to know things like that happen with a dude who's like just with a chick.
Can I tell you one more? And this I saw. This I saw with these eyes.
Did he shit
these
on her?
eyes?
Okay, go ahead.
These So
Okay.
just talking about comedy real quick, okay? Years ago in Toronto, I was doing this comedy competition, okay? And you know these things. Everybody's doing 5 minutes.
Yep.
You're judged by 3 other guys who are in the business, out of the business, who knows. Anyways, this guy goes on stage and he starts, I've never seen him before, but he's in this competition and he goes on stage and he goes, so I'm at my friend's house and I'm reading the Sears catalog and he goes, so I want to beat off. And already the crowd's like, what? Because he's talking about how he's looking at the bra section in the Sears catalog.
Yeah.
And he goes, I want to beat off. And the whole crowd's like, huh? And he goes, but I'm at my friend's house, so I don't want to be rude. So he goes, I go into the kitchen, I get a Tupperware container so I can come into that. Again, the crowd's going, what? Anyways, he reaches into his jacket and pulls out a Tupperware container with something. Okay? Something. He puts it down. The crowd is like, oh my God. And then he goes, yep. I bet you guys don't think I'll drink that.
Oh
The crowd is like throwing up, okay? They're like, what the fuck is this? He picks it up, shoots it. People are dying. The faces are just. He goes, good night, everybody.
Oh my God.
And I don't know if because I've never seen him before or after. I think he signed up for a competition solely maybe to drink his own cum in front of people or like fake that he was. You know what I'm saying?
Wow,
dude,
yeah.
it was fucking. But it's burned into my mind. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen in comedy. I've seen people fight. I've seen crowd members punch comedians. That easily is the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Dude, it sounds like to me, and I'm gonna hope that he put just the fucking yogurt thing in there, did something, and wanted the shock value because if not, that man is. But the fact that you never saw him again and he's never been in comedy again is like weird.
He didn't win.
He goes, I knew it. That closer was gonna kill.
Yeah,
no, if he won, dude, no, that's what I mean. Like,
Yeah, he's just selling in arenas all over the place.
Oh, dude, that's
Drink that cum. Drink that cum.
the poster is just dripping. Like he's
Disgusting.
got like oh my God, dude, that's fucking yeah. I'm trying to think of the craziest thing I ever saw somebody do or say on stage. I heard a good story where Louis Ramey told me a guy was like doing a joke and he was like killing. He was killing on stage. You know Louis Ramey?
I know that name.
Yeah, and he goes, the guy's like, folks, when I'm done, I'm doing a backflip.
Jesus.
And then all of a sudden he's doing jokes and he's laughing. Everyone's laughing. And then he just goes, you know what? You guys are so fucking good. I'm going to do 2 backflips on this thing, without it just. And he's just doing the whole thing. And then he starts killing. He's killing. And then time goes by. And then finally he just goes, all right, good night. And the fucking guy does 2 perfect backflips and the place just fucking erupted.
Wow.
It's weird though. It's a weird, because like they were like, oh, he's fucking around. He goes, you know what? I'm going to do 2 backflips. And they like, look, I think it looked like, what?
Yeah.
Like if you heard a comic just say that, you'd be like, what? And then he fucking did it.
I thought that story was
You
going.
thought it was going to go somewhere. He hurt himself?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, did you see my face? I was like, I thought it was going to be like a $1 Million Baby story where he goes to do one backflip, cracks his neck, has to do the second show in a chair.
The second show, I thought
You're going on.
I thought
I can't get a headliner this fucking quick.
But if I saw a guy murder for an hour and then do 2 backflips after people forgot, that would be kind of cool. But it's just so weird.
It's ridiculous.
But it's so ridiculous to plan that. You're like, dude, then they're gonna forget.
Oh
Right?
my God.
It's like then they're gonna forget.
Oh my God. Okay. This is the last comedy story I have.
Go ahead.
Whatever.
No, but here's the good thing. I was saying on the podcast, the Virzi effect. We don't do like. So, what's the worst you bombed?
No, I know.
We don't talk like we're talking like this is cool shit.
I know, but so okay. This story I was not there for, but I know this happened. This is one of the greatest Canadian comedy stories of all time in my head. This beats Jim Carrey living on a bus, fucking John Candy making it big, Norm Macdonald, all of it to me. There's these 2 guys. Both of them are kind of nuts, okay? One's hosting, the other guy's wearing a neck brace. So the host goes up to the guy in the neck brace. He goes, how do you want me to bring you on? Guy in the neck brace goes, just don't mention the neck brace. Host goes, all right. He goes on stage. He goes, hey, everybody, your next comedian broke his neck sucking a dick. Give it up for this guy. Buddy with the neck brace walks up, starts choking him. Now they're fighting. They're choking each other on stage.
Oh, my God.
I just fucking... Because first of all, when somebody says don't mention the neck brace, broke his neck sucking a dick, arguably... one of the top 5 funniest things you could say if somebody says, don't mention the neck brace.
Yeah. That's like the David Tell. You know the David Tell story? There's a legendary David Tell story. David Tell was told, listen, dude, there's a midget and there's a little person and thing. You just, they're here as a guest. You just can't mention it. You can't mention it. And David Tell grabs the mic and he goes, I understand we have a little man in the building. He just went right. Dude, because you can't tell a comic.
Yeah.
A comic is going to be like, you can't tell me that.
No,
you were better off just not saying anything.
Of course. It broke his neck sucking a dick because just the visual, how hard you'd have to be sucking a dick to break your own neck. Like the person getting head isn't even having fun. They're like, whoa, it's just fucking terrible. But the fact that he just walked up and started choking him, and crowds don't care. They probably, look at this. These guys are doing some theater, but 2 grown men attacking each other on stage, one wearing a neck brace.
That's fucking great. There was another one where somebody was in a wheelchair heckling, and oh my God, who told me the story? And they go, but he goes, the funniest thing was they just took the wheelchair and they just opened the door and rolled it out, and the door just locked, so he just couldn't get back. Like he just couldn't. It was over. Like he just went like this. He just closed the door, and it's fucking over. Which is great.
It also sucks because today, whoever did that is the biggest comedian for 2 weeks. But at the time, you entertained 65 people who tell that story to people, but it doesn't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Today, they'd be like, wow, we got to have this guy at our fucking shows.
Did you do anything ever, do you have anything that you ever did on stage? Because I did one thing on stage, and I don't know what to feel about it, but it was really fucking cool. Like, it was cool to the local comics. But did you ever do anything on stage where you're like, wow, I never thought I would do that? Like, I just totally, either whether it was just... an outburst or a strategy that you did because of what was going on in the room? Did you ever have to?
I've definitely said some things and then walked off and been like, this one reason I don't really, depending on what it is, I don't fight people anymore. Because I just go, I've done this enough, and you fight somebody, even if you win, I'll leave and I'll be like, God, I feel bad.
Yeah.
Like I just never feel good, ever. You know what I mean?
It's like,
even if it's warranted, you still just don't, you don't leave being like, glad I put that drunk fucking idiot. You're like, they don't even know what's going on.
No, and then they feel bad. Everybody feels bad. You just got to say one thing. The only thing that I ever did the crowd was so brutal in San Antonio at the old Riverside. It was in the old, it was a tough room.
Yeah, I've been there.
But it was empty too. It was
Costco. It was huge.
It was huge. And I was there for a weekend, and they were so rude to the host. I was headlining. They were so rude to the host and didn't give the attention, talking. Then they were so rude to the feature, and I was just like, this is years ago, so I might have had a handful of people that knew me, of fans, but other than that, it was just people that either heard about me or knew. And they were saying, I go, you know something, you guys, I go, if you guys were me, you'd be booing me. So I'm going to boo you. And I just booed them. I go, boo, get the fuck out of here. You guys suck, boo. And they were like, and a couple of people got really pissed.
Yeah.
But I was just like, it was like one of those moments where it was like, there's no winning. So the only thing I can do is just do something.
Yeah, sure.
And it was just like, because I don't like doing shit like that, but it was so brutal and how rude they were that I got mad. The thing that happened years ago with Burr in Philadelphia was he was so upset what they did to Dom Herrera.
Yeah.
That's where that comes from. Because Dom Herrera was a Philadelphia legend. And he's like, if these people are going to boo Dom, he's like, fuck that. So he knew it was coming and he just did that. But you get to a point where, like, if you are, because what are your options if it gets like that? Walking off is obviously the first one. I'm talking about when there's no control, right? When there's just fucking, when it's bedlam and you're just standing up there. You have a couple of options. One, you could go the route where it's like, fuck you, dummy. Or you could leave. Or you can just be like, you know, what are your options? What do you do?
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, sometimes you really look out there and you go, oh, man, I did a... You ever do Wilkes-Barre?
No, but my brother lived in Wilkes-Barre for a while.
So these are... And look, I'm not trying to trash anybody. These are mountain people.
Yeah.
These are people of the mountains. Like, we're talking big people. And I don't mean like overweight. I mean big, like big.
Like,
big heads.
Yeah.
Big fucking people.
Like just like NFL humans walking around.
Big mountain fucking people. I'm watching, host, they hate him. The feature has some energy. I'm like, he'll probably get him. They hate him. I'm like, I go, this is going to be rough. I go up there, not doing well for 10 minutes. A guy in the crowd who's huge. His hat is probably a regular size hat, but it looks like a tiny little hat on a fucking, you know, like the truck. He's huge.
Yeah.
Anyways, he audibly farts. Kills. Crowds dying.
What?
Dying. These are mountain people. Dying. And I look at the guy, like audibly, dude. Audibly. And I look at the guy, I go, come on, man. And he goes, kills again. And then the rest of my set was just fucking talking about that. Because I was like, if they want a guy to fart, literally, not even like, you know, making noises on stage, a man to actually violently fart in the middle of this room, I have nothing for these people.
Yeah, if that's the end all, if that kills like that, you got, I mean, just a fart in the middle.
Killed.
What else?
And then shrugged, and they killed again. They were like, "That's him. He doesn't care." And like a violent fart, like probably ruptured the chair. They had to throw that out.
That's when you call your agent. You're like, you know what? Let's scrap Wilkes-Barre next year. Let's just not.
Let's scrap comedy. Is there any? Do you have any applications to a Wendy's?
Oh my god!
But people are gonna violently fart in a Wendy's too. You're never getting away from it, really.
It is sad when you go to a place that's so dumb. Or like not dumb, but like you go to a place where like that the humor is at that level where you're like, oh, you don't want to hear an intelligent story or structured joke. I mean, you want to hear some real wild shit.
You want to honk and beep, which is fine. There's some people out there honking and beeping, and all power to them.
Yeah.
I'm not. So if you want farts, man, I'll never forget that, man. Violently farted, and the crowd loved it.
Dude, first of all, how loud does a fart have to be if you're on stage and you hear it like? Perfect.
The crowd heard it, dude.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude.
Dude, I'm telling you though, this guy was
loud,
huge, dude. He's a mountain man. His job might be farting to knock down trees. Like he might be the forestry guy that clears ways for roads. Because this thing was, I'm telling you, nuts. You know the other crazy part that I thought about? Nobody moved.
Yeah.
Like nobody in this town. Everybody's just like, yeah. Sometimes people shit in your head. Like nobody moved. Nobody dispersed. If that happened at a club in New York, somebody violently farts, people are moving.
I just picture that chick on a plane. I'm telling you right now,
it's not real. That's what I should have been saying the whole time. That motherfucker, I don't care. Record me if you want. He's not real.
You could stay here if you want. I'm not. That motherfucker is not real.
Disgusting.
Oh my god! Imagine that chick as a comic, the airplane chick.
She could sell out.
Somebody heckles her.
Dude, in that week, she could have sold out every funny bone across the country. Every funny bone.
You're 100% right.
Every funny bone.
We are in society where if that airplane, this is the times we're living in show business. That if that airplane chick got an agent and was like, I want to do the funny bone in Toledo, like she would sell it out. She would
to the rafters.
She would sell it out, and then they would clap, and then she would like have to tell what happened, and then she would have nothing and
bomb for the rest.
It would be.
But she'd make what, $32K right there? Remember the lady? Remember the lady that gorilla glued hair to her head?
No.
There was okay, see, there's so many things.
Yeah.
This lady gorilla glued hair to her head. Gorilla glued. Had to go to the goddamn doctor, and they like chiseled it off her fucking head. And she had a bunch of videos being like, I didn't think it was that strong. It says on it, like, don't go near your skin. It can put this is how they put a duplex together. Gorilla glue. And they just, you know what I mean? Smash two houses together. She had a manager. I'm not kidding. Once that fucking video blew up, she got a manager. Where are you putting her? Madison Square Garden?
I will tell you this right now. If my manager or agent ever signed one of those people, I'm leaving them. If they were like, hey, dude, Paul, I don't know what to tell you, dude. She just sold out where the fucking Raptors play.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Sold to ACC, dude. What do you want me to do? She comes out, people chant Gorilla Glue. She does this, and then, look, it's horrible after that, but I'm telling you, I just made $500K, man. What do you want from me? She had a manager.
What do you think? This is a fun thing to do in the last 5 minutes of the show because this is going by fast. This is fun. What is the craziest things you guys have during this madness, during this fucking whatever this is? I don't know what this is, but during this madness, what's the wildest shit you've seen on there that you've seen
online?
Yeah, like when you're scrolling and you're just going like, what the fuck? Like what made you question society?
The hair thing was one. Mostly the stuff that came after the hair. Somebody gorilla gluing their hair accidentally or whatever. Okay, but the way that people got behind this lady and then a manager, you know, it's almost like that scene in Back to the Future where he's like, "You got to hear this," and puts the phone to the. You know what I'm saying?
Sound. Yeah.
Somebody, they ran into fucking Spielberg's office.
Remember that sound we were looking for?
Yeah, remember that?
Take a listen to this.
Yeah, and there's just a lady being like, "Ow, ow," and this guy's like, "Sign her."
I don't know why people put that shit up, dude. There was one of the most brutal things I ever saw, dude. It's fucking brutal. So if you're eating right now, dude, this chick is like kissing her dog, and she's like going and kissing a dog, and the dog just like leans up and sniffs and bites her nose off and bites it. And then like the next scene is like she's got all fake. It was fucking horrifying. I'm going like, who's putting this on there? These horrible fucking things. Like the other night, man, I saw something, and I'm saying this to people to just not do it because I think it does something to you, man. I think it does something to you. Like back in the day, I don't know if you guys ever saw that Faces of Death shit.
I did.
But like some of the things that I witnessed with my brother when we watched that are in my head, and it took something from me, dude. It was like a really fucked up, and I'm just hoping it's not real. In my mind, I go, it's not real. But I just saw these two dudes arguing in a parking lot. Okay, and there's a way to bring the show down at the end. I saw two dudes arguing in a parking lot. One gets out of the car.
This is a Chili's anywhere in America.
Chili's
every night of the week.
The women in the back are yelling, right? Yeah. This is a fucking Buffalo Wild Wings next to a Dave and Buster's
everywhere.
And fucking the two guys get out. The women are screaming. People in the parking lot, and this dude just takes a gun out and starts walking towards the guy. And the guy that he's walking towards. The guy who has the gun pointed at him just starts walking away. And then the guy with the gun starts walking towards him. And then the guy with the gun puts the gun down on the ground and walks up to the guy. And then that guy that he was chasing, now he gets a gun. And he kind of just shoots it off to the side to warn. And then he just shoots the guy once here and once in the head. And the guy just died right there.
Awful.
And I'm ready to go to bed, dude. And I'm going like, why is that? Seriously, how could I see that, but I can't see, they restrict things that are like, you know, not that I want to see any, I was going to use a pornographic thing, but not that I would do that. But like, dude, I don't want to see that. Like, take that surveillance. If somebody gets murdered in cold blood, like, I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
I don't want to see a dog that's like his owner and they're kissing and then the dog bites her face off. I don't want to see that shit.
I saw one of those like gun videos from somewhere in New York, and I just was like, I gotta close the internet for the day.
I think I know which one you saw. It was like a popular. The guy was walking down the street. I think I know. Was
Not
it during the KS?
It was in a smoke shop. It's just awful. And I was like, I gotta just turn the internet off today. It's horrible. The internet should be shut off once a week. I really do think every Sunday, 24 hours. Shut it off. Shut it off.
The way we were talking at the beginning of the show. See, the show comes full circle. The way we're talking about it, I was like, take alcohol away. But imagine if you just shut down. Imagine you just shut down the fucking internet for a while.
Just 24 hours. Yeah. I think a lot of people would be like, what? Like that those scenes in movies where somebody starts coming out of rubble. Like people be like, "Wow, the sun."
Friends, I got friends with depression and anxiety who talk to doctors, and the doctors go like, I think one of the things the doctors say is like after dinner. 6, 7 o'clock, just phone down for the rest of the night, the day, like you eat dinner at 6, 7, maybe check your email one more time and then done. And then wake up in the morning and look at it again. I think it actually does something to you to make you healthier because the fact that we wake up, how many times you do this? How many times you open your eyes, the first thing you do, you grab your phone and you go like that. It's like, that's not okay. That's fucked up, man.
Well, I'm on.
Because you're a prisoner to this thing.
Yeah, but I am trying to watch all the asses that shake on there, so I have to. I got to get right to it. You know what I mean? Like
that's fucking hilarious.
I grind. So I get right up, and I just 6, 7, and then I get out of bed.
You go to the bathroom. You're like, I got to get as many in.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Where's this ass page you're talking about either? No, dude. This was dude. Thanks for being on.
Thanks for having me.
Every time I see you, you kill.
Thanks, man.
So funny. And plug all your shit.
Okay, so the biggest thing, I guess, I'm doing a show, Gramercy Theater, which I just found out you were doing as well.
Oh, yeah.
It's so funny. November 11th.
My birthday.
Is it?
Yep.
Gramercy Theater, November 11th for the New York Comedy Festival. You can get tickets on any of my socials at Nathan Macintosh, MAC, or NewYorkComedyFestival.com. If you're not in New York, I got a free special on YouTube called Money Never Wakes. Check it out.
Awesome. Yeah, check them out. Guys, tickets for my Gramercy went on pre-sale yesterday. Use code Virzi. Gramercy Theater, New Year's Eve, 8 o'clock. San Diego Comedy Company, October 6th and 7th. Helium in Philly, October 20th and 21st. The November 1st date for the Hartford Funny Bone got moved to October 13th. I just found this out today, so if you got tickets to that, I'm sorry. It's October 13th. But here's the good news. It was a Wednesday. Now it's a Friday. You can get tickets to that. November 2nd, the Albany Funny Bone. And get tickets to the Gramercy. Nocturnal Admissions is streaming right now on Netflix. Go to paulvirzi.com for all of my dates. Check out Bone to Pick podcast with Bobby Kelly. Anything better, the MGM football picks with Bill Burr. We just put in our picks yesterday. And obviously the Virzi Effect. Thank you guys so much for making the numbers of this show go up. Follow Nathan. Check out his dates. Check him out on Veterans Day, my birthday at the Gramercy Theater. And there you go. We'll see you next week.